30 something broadcast. 30 something broadcast. 30 something broadcast.
This is the 30-something broadcast.
30 something broadcast.
This is the 30-something broadcast.
What's up, guys? This is the 30-something broadcast, a weekly show brought to you by two guys living in their 30s, just trying to get by, make a little money. I'm JT, sitting here with Blake. Blake, how you doing this week, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just hunkered down, ready for the eclipse. Just waiting for, the big event, man.
Yep, same here. That's actually what this week's show is going to be about. We're going to be talking about eclipse lore throughout, history. We're going to be talking about some facts and numbers and stuff about this eclipse here and what's going on. We're going to throw in what we're going to be doing for the eclipses. We both live in North Carolina, or I say eclipses like there's more than one. It's actually just one celestial.
Just one.
Event. Yeah,
It's just the one.
Yeah, it's just the one. But we're gonna,
yeah.
We
We're
both,
pretty close to the path, man.
Yeah,
I mean, we're 99%, right?
We're both, well, we didn't even get into our intros really, but that's okay. We'll just get right into this episode, bro. It's
Yeah.
all right. We're both.
Screw us, dude.
Yeah, screw what we're about, dude. Basically, real quick, my wife had meniscus surgery this week. I've been taking care of her. It's been kind of the healing process and stuff's been a little bit more stressful than the actual surgery, and I think even the pain she was in before the surgery. It's been quite an experience, Blake. But I just want to throw that out there. What's going on in my life? You can always check
But
me
she's
out.
healing.
She's
right?
healing. Everything's
She's healing.
good, man. Everything's
Everything's
A-okay.
good.
It's
Cool.
funny because okay, so I didn't break this down really. I was going to say you can follow me on my vape channel. That's youtube.com/juicemanvapor. I do a weekly vlog there. I don't talk so much about vape on the vlog. I talk more about my life and stuff. So I kind of break down more of some things that are going on in my life and my wife, like, situation with her and her knee. But what actually happened, man, so she went in for meniscus surgery, and technically it wasn't a meniscus tear when they got in there. It was a cartilage, like, abrasion on her femur, which is a bone in your hip that goes down into your kneecap. It's where it's one of the top bones that connect at your knee.
Mm-hmm.
And she had some cartilage that was loose, like a hangnail. It was like if your bone is your thumb, a hangnail is like the loose cartilage. So it was irritating her like that would feel on a bigger level,
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know any of that. She didn't get an MRI done because we knew something was wrong, and the doctor had recommended just come in, and the health insurance wanted $4,000 for an MRI. We said we're not doing an MRI then. So she getting into surgery and everything. It's going to be an hour and a half. I'm down in the lobby playing the Nintendo Switch, just chilling, playing Zelda. Doctor comes down. He says, "Are you with Vanessa?" I'm like, "No, I'm not with Vanessa. Vanessa is not my wife's name." I told him my wife's name, very similar name, but so I'm just getting all this misinformation thrown at me. It's 9 a.m, bro. I'm jacked up on coffee playing Zelda.
Yeah. Doctor's like, no, I am talking about your wife.
I am
I'm
actually
sorry.
talking about your wife. I'm down here an hour early.
Sorry to confuse you.
Blake, it ran across my mind. I said,
The worst has happened.
I said, did she die from the anesthetic or something? I mean, it just crossed my mind like instantly. Like, why is he down here right now? And he was
Yeah.
like, I think he could tell in my face that I was kind of like, whoa. And he was like, no. He's like, everything is great. He's like, it wasn't a meniscus tear. It was a cartilage abrasion. She's out of surgery. She's waking up now. You're going to be
So
able
it was
to...
actually good news.
Yeah, it was good news. Quicker healing time.
You just had poor execution.
Yeah, and saying, I bet, I'm sitting there saying that I'm jacked up on coffee, chilling. I'm sure he just got out of surgery. He's probably buzzing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I bet there's something too, sticking scopes down in somebody, and he cut off. He showed me before and after pictures of that cartilage. I mean, he cleaned her up, dude.
Wow.
And I think he was embarrassed by the way he was like, wrong name. Oh man, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But it was what it was. But long story short, I had a little scare in the waiting room. Everything was fine. Everything was great. My wife's in full recovery right now. So we'll get back to the let's get
good,
back
man.
to this eclipse episode, man.
All right.
So
yeah.
so basically, from back to totality. We'll start there. Totality is basically the time that you're able to take your glasses, and you actually have your glasses on you, right? If you're watching us on YouTube, you can see a lot of people are getting these punch out glasses right here. I have a set that actually punches out, and you turn into glasses and put on your face. And
You can't see shit, dude.
no, you
I'm
cannot.
gonna just tell you that
I'll
right
tell you,
now.
you can look into a light and you cannot see anything. Yeah.
I mean, it is bare. I can see. I'll just say I can see this lamp right here. I mean, it's just an orb. That's all I can see, So I guess it'll be bright enough to
So
where,
y'all, basically Blake got some of the fake glasses, so when he comes on next week and is
yeah.
blinded, we'll
Hey,
know that
dude,
it was one hell of an
these are
eclipse.
official National Park Service. We actually got ours from Kings Mountain, man.
Yeah, you got yours from actual like a
Park
wildlife
ranger.
preserve like place that actually. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's really a really cool event, man. Like we were saying, we
It's
both live basically in a 99% totality zone for this eclipse. We're both in North Carolina. Like me and Blake in different parts of the state, we could both step out onto our front porch and watch the eclipse at 99%, which is still
mhm,
pretty cool. The
it's
difference,
good.
the difference from what I read online is from a 99% totality to 100% totality, which we're both about an hour and a half from, I'd say, an hour or so, is that during totality, 99%, you're not supposed to take your glasses off still. Like the ring around the sun is
Mm,
still the power of the
bright
sun.
enough too.
And
Got you.
just I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there. I'm not a doctor. I'm not allowed to give any medical advice, but I would assume that the amount of pressure they're putting on people to like don't look at the sun. I feel like that's true all the time. This isn't just because it's an eclipse. Like, and I've said to you, I've said to my wife, 500 years ago when an eclipse happened,
They looked.
they were just looking, dude. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, so
they looked.
I'm not very worried, but at the same time, I've actually. Uh,
I
we're
think
gonna
it's more
get
about the kids. It's more for
yeah.
little kids. You know,
That's what I said
they don't
too.
want your kids looking, man. And that's really from what I've gathered. That's why they do the glasses. You know what I mean? I think most most people are smart enough to realize you're not supposed to look. You can, if you are in the 100% totality, you can look after the shadow's been cast.
Right.
But in, before and after, you've got to have the glasses up. But I mean, like you said, man, what did they do 200 years ago? They looked. But my mom, she's an optometrist, and I asked her about it yesterday,
Now,
and
what's an
she said
optometrist, real quick, just for those out there like
sh-
me that don't know what that is?
she works for an eye doctor.
Okay, cool. She's
She's
in the eye
got
doctor
she
business.
went to school.
Right.
She yeah,
It's
she
like a dental
knows
hygienist isn't a dentist, but they might as well be a dentist, right?
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So I called her and she works for a doctor's office, and I said, so, what's your recommendation, And she said, man, I've had people calling up here like nonstop, asking us for the glasses and then saying, can we look? Can we not look? And she's like, we're not allowed to say anything because it's all liability. They don't even have the
Right.
glasses there.
Liability is a serious issue, especially with those fake
Mhm.
glasses out there. I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard through
A lot
Amazon
of
and other places.
recalls, man.
Yeah, a lot of recalls. So,
A lot of recalls.
double check if
Check
you've
your
gotten
glasses.
glasses. Yeah, which obviously when this is aired, the eclipse will already have happened. But with anything, y'all, there will
You're
be.
either blind or you're not at this point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You should have called. Okay. Hindsight, hindsight.
But I mean, it is like you said, man. This is the first eclipse in 38 years in the continental U.S., so it's a big deal. And there's going to be a lot of people off work, off school, taking some time to check it out. And so JT, where are you going to be heading, man? You said you're going to
Well,
try to
we'll
make
get
it to
into
the
that.
100%.
I want to get into where we're both going to be heading. That was funny. I was about to draw ourselves back a little bit because I actually want to get into a little bit of lore of the eclipse first, and like
Okay.
actually discuss, a few things. I pulled up a National Geographic article. I'll put the link in the show notes of just kind of some different lore throughout the years, and this dates back to like Vikings and stuff like that. But there were people back in the day that you got to real. I mean, even still today, this is a celestial event of like pretty epic proportion, man. I mean, like schools are out. People are. My wife's off work, dude. I'm sure you're off
Yeah.
work. People are
Yeah,
off
I'm off
work
work.
for it. Like, so it's funny that in an age of like, I'm not saying this on a personal level. I'm just saying this on like from where I live in the South and what I've seen in my life. This is still considered in a lot of ways a Christian nation or a religious, like a Judaic nation. Because there's a lot of Islamic people here now. There's a lot of Jewish people here now. It's very like there is a common belief in American culture is there's a God or like not a celestial being the sun god or things
Right,
like
right.
that. So to see like down here in the South especially to see like all these schools and churches, man, and people that are like, you would not expect to be like, oh, praise to the mother moon who sanctifies the nighttime and all these things, and like to be this excited about a celestial event. It's really exciting and really cool to see, man, that people are like buying into it and not being like, oh yeah, astronomy, blah 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 is the devil, blah blah blah. It's cool to see. I
Yeah.
just wanted to throw that in there. I've really noticed, like, almost in these times that we live in America right now, where things seem so upheaved and people are fighting and there's blood in the streets, in places. It's cool to see something like this bring people together in such a natural event, a natural way, and us to really celebrate being a part of the universe. I
It's a good
just
spin.
I just
Yeah.
think it's a really cool thing, man. And I say all that to get to this. So like it says Vikings, and this is going back to Vikings, y'all. This is going back, before America was colonized, before the Indians, or before the American Indians or Native Americans, whatever you want to call them, were, taken away from their lands and all. This was a different time. This was only the old world. Vikings would say that they were seeing a pair of sky wolves chasing the sun or the moon if it was a lunar eclipse. That basically a wolf was going through the sky and and just would eat the moon, and that's a very like reoccurring theme through time, is that Vietnam, it was a frog or a giant toad eating the moon or the sun. I think it has a lot to do with, like, you can see Vikings or warriors. Vietnam is a place where they grow a lot of rice and there's swamplands and controlled like irrigation, so they probably have a lot of giant toads, so it's
Yeah,
things that maybe cast a little fear.
Yeah.
I would say an eclipse is a pretty scary thing back when you don't know what it is or what is going on.
There's people in South Carolina that are convinced this is Jesus coming back, man. I mean, there's,
Oh, that's so
it's got
crazy,
people
ain't
stirred
it,
up,
man?
bro.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
sure
I'll
it
just
does.
say, people are talking about the rapture, people are talking about end times, and I, I I'm not gonna give credit to any of that, but I mean, just it's a it's a definite reality. People are definitely stirred up over, and
Well, I
uh,
would tell to those people, go back and read your history. You can see that.
but see, the Vikings, their solution to the, because they had no scientific,
Right. They didn't know
knowledge. They just said, man,
what was going on.
that's a wolf eating, another thing. We were like, that's Jesus coming back, that's a sign. I mean, it's just a sign of the times. I mean, it's really all it is.
Exactly.
We're still desperate to understand things that we don't know. And not to say we don't know about the eclipse. We know, but it's inspiring people to want to know more about science, and that's what's really cool, is the
Yeah.
fact that this is gonna bring on astronomers for our next generation, kids that are gonna go outside of their school and watch this thing. They're gonna become astronauts, and it's gonna inspire them to carry our scientific minds forward. So I mean, it is cool, man, and I think it's a special thing. I don't know if all the schools around here. I know that North Carolina like starts back to school on Monday, so I don't know if they are giving everyone, the day off or whatever. But I do know that like they're giving everyone at least some time to go outside and check it out.
Yeah,
And
cool.
my work has been cool enough to say, hey, if you want the day off, you can have it. It's not paid, but if you want to take it, you can.
Yeah, I just by luck got off work, so like I'm
Hey,
very fortunate, man.
that's
Yeah,
awesome,
you
man.
know,
It's
that's a
awesome.
sign, man. It's a sign. I got off early,
Hey.
man. It's a sign, man. And it's funny that people being afraid of the end of days, and it causes like fear in the hearts of some people. And I really think, Blake, that really shows you the power of the sun.
Oh
Like
yeah.
to take away the light for only 2 minutes, Blake.
I read that one thing that will be alarming to people is not necessarily the eclipse itself, but the fact that like birds will stop chirping
They think it's
for
nighttime.
the time before and after. Yeah, they'll be confused. They'll say that the temperature will actually drop 10 to 15
So
degrees
cool.
in the minutes of. They said that stars and planets
Light
will
up.
be visible to the naked eye
Wow.
that
I'm so
normally
excited,
would
dude.
never be seen. They said basically, and it says it on this national parks, glasses thing, but it says go for the sun, stay for the stars, because apparently the afternoon time following the eclipse is gonna have like some pretty cool visibility,
Sweet.
that normally wouldn't be
Right.
available.
It's like how you can still kind of see the moon during the day sometimes, stuff like that. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to be able to see weird stuff. Yeah, I've heard that,
Right.
like, I've heard if you're in the 100%, like, basically the difference between, like, where we are right now in our locations and where 100% location is, the corona, like, the actual light around the moon, it plays so many tricks on, like, shadows and, like,
Shadows
it,
and
dude, when
yeah.
the sun starts coming back, like, it casts, like, light on weird like angles of stuff, so you see just like I've heard it's like almost, I mean, dude, I bet it is like religious as hell and to
Oh yeah,
anyone that
yeah.
sees it. I don't care what, because here's the thing, Blake. Whether you believe in like a sentient, all-knowing Jehovah type construct of a god, or whether you believe in like just the universe, or whether you're an atheist or a nihilist or any of these things, when you see an event like this, you say, I
I'm
am.
small.
I'm a worm. It makes me think of like Hercules when they're like the little Disney movie Hercules, when the little Hades little guys they turn into worms. Like, we are worms. It makes you think like we are nothing, man. Like
Yeah.
whether you believe whatever you believe in, it is a very humbling thing that you are gonna say, wow,
Yeah.
like I am so small and I'm just a dust in time. Honestly, to me, that is a really reassuring thought, not a like, oh no, my impending doom is taking over
Mm-hmm.
my thought process now. I mean, you look back through
Mm-hmm.
time. I'm sitting here reading now in Korean mythology. This is, I'm assuming, like North South Korea, that area. They used to believe, and still probably do, a lot of them, or now it's more probably like lore, but they used to really believe that they were like fire dogs in the sky that you couldn't see, that would try to steal the sun and moon. They were always trying to steal the sun and moon. So every time that one got blacked out, that was them taking a bite. But the moon and sun was always like able, I guess, to replenish itself. So
Mm.
even them, they that is so, the like connectedness to like say like the battle of like Satan and God, or like one's always after the other and all these things. It's just through
It's
all of
dark and light.
humanity,
It's
man. It's
it's the
dark and
ultimate
light.
metaphor, man.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate metaphor. It's the battle of dark and light, and it's the ability for everyone to be able to experience it together. I think that really just kind of sets it apart from history, as its own event. And I mean, with everything that's going on right now I'll just say in the United States, um, for us to have a moment of unity under anything is a rare moment. And so that is beautiful, man. And that was a
Yeah.
good point you brought. I like that. That's a good one. I think that's
Well,
probably one of the best, even, forget about the scientific progress that could come of it. I think the fact that everyone's going to stop what they're doing, they're going to sit down or stand up or whatever, but they're going to be next to other people who come
exactly.
from different races and
Black,
creeds,
white, Democrat, Republican, gay, straight,
and they're all
male,
going to be blown
female,
away, by
transgender. Right.
this celestial event, man.
Yeah.
And I think that's beautiful, and that's something to really, be commemorated. But
You could, and I know it might seem so kind of corny, but you really could get like the ultimate like redneck Republican, not for other like races or whatever he may be. I don't try to box anybody in. I'm just using this for an example. You could get him with a Black Lives Matter type person. You could really get them together and watch that event together. And I tell you what, Blake, I wouldn't be surprised by the end of that event. They got their arm around each other saying, "Bo," and I tell you what, that was
crying,
something special to see right there.
yeah.
So if something like that can bring people together, like I am all for that. I tell you, it's funny when this eclipse information first started coming through the wire, and my wife jumped right on it. Blake, my wife is in art, y'all. She does she basically appraises art for a living. She frames art for a living. My wife is the baller of the family. She's doing her thing. So she comes home with a print that's like the Great American Eclipse,
Hmm.
with the date on it, and this is just for the Carolinas, and it has a list. It's almost like a tour flyer. It has a list of all the places you can see 100% totality in the Carolinas. Has a cool like picture. I don't remember exactly, but it's like two people sitting on the hood of their car watching the eclipse or something like that. It's super cool, man.
That is
She
cool.
got that. Um, she got us glasses. She was taking off for work even before her work let her off. She was all about it. She was telling
She's on the
me,
ball.
"Oh, Bo," she was telling me, "You're taking off for work." I told her, I said, "Listen, I'm not taking off for work. If I get off, I
Yeah.
get off. But I've got to work, And I got off. Lucky Lord provides. But she was all about it. I mean, I bought her stamps from the post office that you put the thumb on them, and it's an
Change
eclipse.
from the sun to the
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a
That's
full
cool.
eclipse. You put your thumb on it, and it's the moon. So I got
Yeah.
her that. She's gonna get a bunch of that framed. I maybe we'll post some stuff on the Instagram. How about that? Once we get that
Yeah,
framed,
yeah.
we'll put that on the Instagram. Um,
Yeah.
but anyway, I just wasn't really about it until I'd say the past 2 or 3 weeks, and then I just got stoked on it, Blake. I just got
Oh,
like, and
you
and
start hearing the buzz, man, and you're like,
yeah,
man, is everyone really like gonna stop and watch this thing? I guess they are, and like next thing you know, it's like, well, I'm taking off work and I'm gonna have to just do it up.
yeah, that's what I mean. Straight up, it's like, well, I guess I'm just and I live so close to the totality, and we're gonna get into. So listen, we're gonna get into where we're gonna be enjoying this event. But first, I know you had some actual information, just some like numbers and data on what like we're talking mathematics, we're talking times. How important is this eclipse to us? Say you live in the trail of this eclipse in North America or wherever in the world you might hear this. What's going on here, man? Like, break it down for us numbers wise.
I've got a few numbers, but I was just thinking the the partial and the total. I thought I would throw this out there. I read something saying that a partial eclipse would be like almost dying. A total 100% totality eclipse would be like dying and coming back to life.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Dying,
So,
going,
I
seeing
mean,
the other side and coming
that
back.
metaphor in itself is pretty awesome. I just thought I'd throw that out there. But yeah, I mean, this is the first eclipse in 38 years. Totality, apparently, if you're in 100%, is safe to look at once the moon has
Fully
covered,
eclipsed.
right,
Right.
fully eclipsed the sun. And I don't know. I mean, I guess they're saying the maximum length it will be around 2.5 minutes,
That's what
or
I've been
maybe
seeing.
two
2 minutes,
minutes, 50
36 seconds.
seconds. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know, something like that. Right under, we'll just say between 2.5 to 3 minutes would
Right.
be the absolute longest you'd see. And I think that would be in the Illinois to Kentucky area, I think.
From what I
Um,
saw, Blake, right down where I'm at into like the Smoky Mountains and stuff. I mean, about an hour and a half from here, I can see about 2.5 minutes of totality, man. Like straight up.
yeah.
That's why. And I said we're gonna get into that, but that's why I'm think I'm gonna be traveling. So
So
when's the
the
next one?
The next one is April 8th, 2024. So, and I think that might play into why some of the religious folk are getting a little, because the next one is like 7 years, and I know that the rapture 7 years, and so
Yeah,
they're
and
saying,
April's like Easter, and I
they're
mean,
they're
you
trying
can
to
throw
play
darts at a
this.
board and pick out anything, though, Blake. But you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? I'm still
Uh,
waiting on 2012 to end everything. You know what I mean?
yeah, the Mayans. So the next one's 2024, and then we actually got another one. So this would be technically three eclipses in our lifetime that we could see. The third one would be on my birthday, August the 24th, 2044.
Hey, that means you're gonna die, dude. You know what I mean? That's the
So I'm
signs.
dead that day.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
good to know
You're
that.
gonna be eclipsed. Yeah, well, now you know
But
the day you're gonna die, so that now you can build.
I
You
will
know,
just vanish from the earth. Like
like an eclipse. Where'd Blake go? You know.
he has eclipsed.
Hey, that's a way to go out, man. So,
That's
all right.
uh that's the breakdown, man. I mean, it's gonna be cool, but hey, if you absolutely miss it, you're gonna have another chance, down the road 7 years when Jesus comes back to see it
And
again.
I mean that's going to be really the one to see, y'all, is when
That is
Jesus
the
comes
one.
through the hole that the sky creates. So that because that black mass in front of the sun is actually a hole into the kingdom of heaven. So when Jesus pops through that thing, boy, now
And
that is
Led
something
Zeppelin
y'all.
drops down playing Stairway to Heaven, dude.
Yeah,
It's gonna be crazy.
oh, bro, I'm
Um,
excited about that one now. Now that one I definitely will be traveling for. Okay.
all right, so let's get into where we're gonna be at.
Okay, cool. Let me hit
Because
my
I'm
note
curious to
one
know where
time.
you're going. I
Let
don't
me
know yet.
All right.
Yeah.
So you said let's
You
get
just
into.
farted? That was what you were doing? You
Yeah,
just
I just
farted?
farted
Okay.
dust. Yeah, so we're gonna get into where we're gonna be traveling now. That's what you were saying. You wanted
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
So, well, I'll tell you right now. Before you even go into telling me what's going on with you, I'm gonna let you know. I live in Asheville, for lack of a better terms, Asheville, North Carolina. We're at 99% totality. Where if I travel an hour and a half, like I would say southwest by west. You know what I mean? Like kind of more west, but a little south into like little towns like Franklin, North Carolina, Silva, North Carolina, Cullowhee, Cherokee. Uh,
Hmm.
I mean, think if you're at Dollywood, bro, you're gonna see a full lunar eclipse at Dollywood. Like that's so crazy. Dollywood, by the way, for those who don't know, is Dolly Parton's theme park in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and it's like, I mean, it is Dollywood themed, y'all. Just
Oh,
throw that in
everything
there real
is,
quick. It's
yeah.
I recommend Dollywood for sure. Great family place, no alcohol. It's a cool spot, but you could be on a ride there and see it. Like there's gonna be some
On the
people that see
Ferris
some
wheel,
crazy stuff, dude. You know.
stop, eclipse, come back down.
So I'm probably gonna what me and the wife are planning right now that I know I'm officially off that day, we're gonna leave out of here. Now this is all depending on how her legs feeling, but I'm telling you, my wife ain't missing this.
Yeah.
She has been excited
Sounds
about
like
this.
she's ready already. You know,
My wife's really excited about this,
she's
man.
mentally
And
already there.
it's gotten me excited about it, because I want, I'm married, man. Our
Yeah,
life
yeah.
is, I want to share this with her.
Shared. Sure.
Um, we're gonna probably get up early, head out around 9 or 10 a.m. That way, because I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something for real. I don't know where you've been or what's going on over there by you, an hour and a half out of the 100% totality, but here being an hour and a half out of it, the traffic has been terrible, Blake. For
Mm,
a week,
mm.
it's like it is like Jesus is coming back or something, man. It's like people are traveling to see this thing, man. I
Yeah.
mean, every time I
Oh,
get
they
on the
are
interstate
traveling.
right up the street, it's like jam packed bumper to bumper traffic you'll run into all over the place. Like it's people are traveling, man. Because
Oh
this is the
yeah. All the
weekend
signs
before,
going up and
so
down the highway. It says total eclipse. Prepare for traffic. Like prepare for traffic. Big, huge. Bold font with multiple exclamation points. It's like,
yeah.
hey, there's gonna be some people coming in here that y'all aren't. Don't usually come here. So I'd say, yeah, man, wherever you're going, you need to head out early and get there before the crowds and just post up, bring your food with you. That way you can pick a spot and just have that spot. But
And like I said, this will all be posted after the event, so this is all hindsight. I would, you're probably listening to this
and
right
this is
now.
part one,
Yeah,
right?
because what basically the way this show is going to break down, which I should have thrown this in at the beginning of the show,
At the
but
beginning, but it's all
it's
good.
okay. We jumped right into this. We're recording. This is all of our pre-eclipse conversation. We're gonna run um, a second part of the show, all in the same episode. We're gonna break the show into two like sit downs. Monday afternoon or Monday evening after the eclipse, we're actually gonna get on here, share the imagery that we have filmed. It's gonna be on the Instagram. It's gonna be on here. It's gonna be on our personal vlogs.
We're gonna blow you guys
We're
up.
gonna blow it up. We're excited about
Yeah.
this, y'all. I've been doing some research on how to record it and stuff, and I'm really excited. So there's gonna be a second part where we've actually sat down. So if you're tuning in, this isn't all like just the pre-eclipse stuff. Towards the end of this episode, you're actually gonna be hearing our thoughts and our just see if we're blown away or not.
Yeah.
So anyway, what we're planning on, get up at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., head out to Cullowhee or Franklin somewhere. I'm thinking Franklin. Franklin's like the smallest of the towns, but I'm really worried that I'm going to get to Franklin and it's going to be jam packed full of people, dude. You know what I mean? That's what I'm really worried about. That it's not hey, there ain't no secrets no more. Only because of the internet.
I'll just say this, bro. I heard that Airbnb in uh, Tennessee, right? I mean, who goes to Airbnb in Tennessee? But apparently, people in Tennessee are paying $10,000 a night for the
That's
eclipse,
so
dude.
crazy.
I
See,
mean,
I can hop in my car. Like my wife said, I got kind of nervous about like just got some anxiety about like going to some small town like Franklin and feeling super claustrophobic with a bunch of tourists and people looking at us like we're tourists. But
yeah.
my wife was like, honey, we can just watch it from the highway.
Hmm.
You can watch it from anywhere.
Moonroof.
Yeah, right. Yeah, straight up moonroof. Don't even need we were not even wearing our glasses. The moonroof's tinted. You
Just
know what
watch
I
it through the
mean?
moonroof, man.
But yeah, so we're gonna figure it out. That's our
That's
plan.
cool.
We're gonna hop in the car. We're gonna let the Lord take us where we need to go. You know what I mean?
Cool.
That's kind of what we got going on because we're so close, Blake. An
I'll
hour and a
be
half to full totality, man.
I'll be right outside the door here.
So you're not
I'm
willing to
just
travel to the anywhere like South Carolina or anywhere and see the
Nah,
full
man,
event,
I'm
man?
actually it's kind of crazy. I mean my work gave me the day off, so I've got the morning time and some afternoon time, but I actually have to go to class at like 4 or 5 o'clock, so I can't really be
Right.
potentially stuck
Yeah.
anywhere. And the traffic's going to be bad enough already with 85 just already in construction. So with the Eclipse traffic, man, it's going to be a madhouse. But so I'm actually just going to hunker down here, man. I might potentially.
Let's
My
go.
girlfriend has to work that day, so I might go up to her place and see, because they have a pretty good view of things up there.
Cool. Yeah. I'd
I
say the
might go check
campus
it out with
too.
her. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be cool. Either anywhere you go around here, it's going to be packed, though. So that's kind of the bummer. I mean, I'm not like out in the woods or anything, and I'm right here in downtown, so it's definitely going to be crowded. But I'm kind of excited to see how people react, man. I think I'm going to have like one camera filming the event, and then
Yeah.
I'm going to try to have another camera just filming like people
I
close
think that's
by,
what I'm doing too. I have a
and
digital camera that I can post up on a tripod that's gonna zooms
just
in super zoom. It's got like a 23 zoom, so I'm gonna zoom in on it
mm,
real hard and film
cool.
it like that. And then I'm gonna use my iPhone on a stick, you know, to
Yeah.
like actually film people looking up at it. Like I may not even
Okay.
look at it too much. The thing is, it's 2.5 minutes long, so I feel like I have time to like look up and see it and like there's something to that, but there's something also to seeing everyone just like, and enjoying the event and like the moment. I'm much more of like I'd rather catch the moment than catch the event kind of thing, and I'm really excited about doing that, man. So
Yeah.
that's why I want to go to 100% totality because you got to think like I'm gonna see. Say I go somewhere where there's 100 people there. I don't even know where I'm gonna be or what's gonna be going on. But say there was just 100 people, small crowd for something like this. All of them are gonna have their glasses off,
Right.
just looking up at the sun. Like that's gonna be cool to
Yeah.
take pictures
Well,
of and
it'll be
stuff.
cool too. I didn't think about this, but it'll be cool just to have two differing views because I'll be 99% and you'll
Right?
be
Yeah, I
100%.
like
So we'll
that.
be able to say
This was the
99,
difference.
no good,
Yeah, yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
So
Blake,
that's cool, man.
Blake sucks. JT's the
Yeah.
man. That's
Yeah.
which we're used to that, so that'll be fun. Cool, man. Well, I think really that's pretty much all we got for this part of the episode. We're basically going to take a 3-day vape break here and then get back to the content, right? I mean, that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah. We'll just catch up on how everything went and hopefully you have a good weekend, bub.
Yeah, no goodbyes, only see you laters. We're literally going to be back on
Yeah.
this episode in about 10 seconds talking again. So
It's a
don't make
continuum
it
of
weird, man.
time.
Don't make it weird, okay?
Hey guys, we're now on Instagram. Instagram.com/the 30 something broadcast. Follow us there for pictures and videos. Got questions for us? Feel free to leave them there. And thanks for all the support.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so we're back from a 2.5 day vape break, and we both watched the lunar eclipse, or the solar eclipse, excuse me, man.
Solar
The
eclipse,
great
yeah.
solar eclipse of 2017. So, Blake, what went down on your end, man?
I had the day off, man, so I was hanging out around the house. I'm down here in kind of like southern North Carolina, southwest, I guess you could say. But, we were 99% totality. It was, I was kind of thinking it was going to be pretty dramatic. It was a little less dramatic than I thought, but during the moment of I guess we'll get into that more, but it was cool, man. I really enjoyed it. I was kind of just I was local. I just stayed here right on the back porch. Um, but it was I mean I
What were
would
you saying during the moment of totality or something? Go
I
ahead,
mean,
just
dude, I
tell me the
wrote
whole,
it I wrote it down because I was just like it was so overwhelming for me. I mean, and I had no real I didn't look up like what eclipses look like. I didn't look at any pictures beforehand, like I just wanted it to be its own thing without any kind of premeditated. So when it happened, at 99%, I guess it was like I wrote it down, 242. Dude, it was like a oh my God moment. You know what I mean? I mean, tearing up.
you were tearing up, man.
It was emotional,
Yeah,
bro.
were you were all by yourself?
I was by myself,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's I would imagine that. See, my experience. Let me tell you my experience real quick, and we'll go back to that. So, like,
Yeah,
I
well,
would,
because you did it a little bit more all out, I would say.
yeah, I did it like all out light. Like, since my wife just had meniscus surgery, we drove to Franklin, North Carolina, about an hour and a half from here. It took about 2.5 hours to get there because of traffic. We just sat. We actually posted up in an empty parking lot of like a little small town doctor's office behind some mulch because the parking lot was beside a tractor supply, so there's all this mulch posted up, like for sale. So we
Hmm.
posted up behind that, had her in the shade. There was actually a big pile of barf that I think kept everybody else away. Probably where people have been partying there. Because this is an area, this is a small town, 100% totality.
Okay.
So I ended up getting an apron out of the car from work, threw it over the puke, got the tripod set up and everything. We chilled for a little bit. It started about an hour after we got there, and it breached or whatever. And so I took one lens out of my glasses, taped it over my digital camcorder, and pointed it at the sun on full zoom. I sent you some images. You saw like that was in
Yeah.
full totality, but it started out, it was just the orange lens focus of the sun, just like you see looking through the glasses. And then when it hit totality, bro, I took the lens off, bro. I'm telling you, man, that was something, dude. I was
Yeah.
like, what the
It.
hell is going on? It got so dark, Blake. All the street lights turned on. People were shooting off fireworks, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing the moon, no lens, no nothing. It was turning pink, bro. There was also clouds, so like
Wow.
the clouds were moving over it, so it was like all
Yeah.
steamy and dark. There
Yeah.
will be video and picture on the Instagram and stuff, y'all. Like
Yeah, we've
straight
already
like,
got some stuff up. That'll be on the 30 something broadcast. But dude, one thing I was thinking, one thing I wrote down, because I was kind of taking notes as it was happening, just writing down like what was going on. But dude, it was crazy because like the 5 minutes preceding like the our 99% totality, the the birds and the grasshoppers, like they went into like their evening song, like, and it was crazy, man. Like the cicadas came out. It was just like the world, and it was 2 o'clock in the after 2:30 in the afternoon. I mean, it was just absolute madness. Like I was just dumbfounded, and it was like this. It wasn't blackness, but it was a slow fade of everything, like just kind of fading out, and even the shadows and everything, kind of like it just blurred out. It was just crazy, man. Like
yeah, it was like almost, it was like almost being on drugs or something, dude. It reminded me a lot of,
it,
when I was younger, I've experimented. I'm not going to get into all of it, but I kept telling my wife, I was like, this is like being on drugs, dude. I'll tell you this, I
it
felt
is.
queasy and sick afterwards.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think
Me
everybody probably
too.
did, bro. Straight, because you're staring at the sun too, and through a lens. I'm sure it still affects you,
Yeah.
And I felt sick and queasy afterwards. It took a lot out of me, man. I'm telling you, when it went to full. See, what happened to us was, so a few minutes into the build up for what we saw, man. A few minutes in, this giant cloud, came over the horizon, and we just slowly watched this cloud. It was one cloud at first, and it spanned into like the entire sky. And there's, if you go to youtube.com slash juiceman vapor and check out my vlog that'll be up, I'm going to show all that. And it slowly ate the eclipse, and we thought we weren't going to get to see anything special.
Like Pac-Man. Like,
Bro, no, like lava melting through the sky to come take away our view that we drove 2.5 hours for, dude. We were freaking out, and then, but when it
oh
broke,
man.
dude, it shined right through those clouds, man, and I
Wow.
got goosebumps, dude. I remember I hugged my wife and kissed her and told her I loved her, and it was just super special, dude. Like
Yeah.
it was cool, man. It was really cool. Uh, my
That's
mom
that
called
sounds
me.
special.
My mom called me, and it's funny to kind of relay what we spoke about earlier on this episode. It was actually the other day for us, but she said she stepped outside from her dentist office. She watched it with two black ladies, a cop, a black guy, kids, her little old white lady, and she said they all stood there and laughed and had a good time and didn't talk about nothing bad that's going
Yeah.
on or nothing. And I just think, it was a special event, man. That's
It
really all
was
I
a
can say.
special
I'm
event.
drained, dude. I'm completely
Yeah.
drained, dude.
I
Like
know you are, man. You had a quite a drive back,
we got
man. I
stuck
was
in
just touch.
4.5
Yeah, I
hour
know.
traffic, dude. 4.5
Yeah,
hours.
that sucks, man.
I could have drove to the beach, dude.
I wanted to touch on that too, man, because when she got home, we weren't together for the whole thing, but when she got home, we were talking about it, and it really truly was like as I looked out, just from my balcony, I could see, people stopping, people pulling over on the side of the road, man. I mean, people were truly united, through
Yeah.
this event, and I think that's really cool, man. Just among all of the the junk that's floating around right now through the news and politics and stuff, it can really muddy up people's like happiness.
Right.
But when you have an event like this that just like it takes so much more priority than any of that crap, like people just throw all that stuff to the wayside. And I mean, it really was a moment of unity, and I love that, man.
It
I
was
love that.
super
I love being
special,
a
dude.
part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
truly.
I tell you, man, I do not regret going to see it at all. Like, see, I watch it. I was watching the film back, waiting on you to call in, and bro, it was special, dude. Like, it's
Yeah.
so cool. You can hear us in the background being like, "Oh no, is it gonna work?" I set all the stuff
Yeah.
up. We drove, and you can hear everybody. And if you were there, probably more than even on the camera, you could hear. We're in an empty parking lot, but right behind us, in visible sight, there's uh, 10 people sitting under a tree. You can look over, a football field length down on the hill. There's 40 people sitting there, and you can hear off in the distance on the main strip. It looked like Myrtle
Hmm.
Beach or something, dude. There were
Yeah.
thousands of people there, dude, and you could hear the
Yeah.
dread. And even I remember at one point when the clouds came and took over the moon, and sun and moon, I guess. It broke back free for a second, and you could hear just down the way, as far as you could hear, just people just cheering, screaming. It came back
Yeah.
out, and
Hollering.
when it went back
Yeah.
under, you could hear a sigh, but when it broke, dude, it's funny on the video. You hear this one guy go, "Yeah," and that's when everybody looked and everybody just freaked out. And then when
Yeah.
what the most special moment I think I saw, dude, it's weird. It is like emotional almost, man. It was when the sun broke back through, dude. When the sun broke back through, and there's some images I sent you in those pictures. Um,
Hmm.
dude, that was something, man. It's not. I don't know, man. It makes a lot more sense now reading over that lore of like these beasts coming and eating the sun, but that the sun comes back. That's like the special part. It's not the sun
Right.
being covered by the moon. It's that the sun is so powerful that it comes back, dude. And when it broke back through the crescent and everything, man, like that was something to see, dude. On the video, you hear me saying, "Look at that, yeah," like I mean, it was incredible, man. That's all I can really
Yeah.
say, man. I don't know what else to say, really, bro.
I no, I think I was when I was sitting outside, man, and it was at like I had like 2 minutes to go. It really did dawn on me. I was like, if we didn't have the technology and the science to understand this event, this would truly freak people out. I mean, it really would be the end of the world. I mean, I could totally understand where people would be coming from, in that regard. But
It freaked me out, and I've got the tech, dude. You know what I
the, I
mean?
mean,
It was
the fact that we know the world's not ending,
right.
it just brings it back to the unity thing, man. And I think that's what we'll walk away with, looking back on this.
Me, I
Is
think
just
and here's the thing, man. There's so much ugliness in the world for whoever's to blame or whatever, But I think some
we're
people
all to
will be.
blame,
Well, yeah,
But
exactly. We're all to blame, and you can. A lot of people didn't even see this, so I get it. But it's like there are people so hardened by the bads in the world that they won't even feel anything from this, or they'll hear us or people like us, and they'll say hippies, man, and not even really care, But I'm telling you,
yeah,
bro, there was a moment there. It didn't matter who or what you were, and everybody
yeah,
felt that way. And I'm gonna tell you, Blake, in this world and what I've seen so far in my 30 years, like you don't get that often, man.
cherish those moments,
You
man.
know,
Seek them out.
I think
Yeah,
we ended on that, dude.
yeah.
I really think what need to be
I'm
said.
Blake,
I'm JT.
y'all.
Yeah, for real, y'all. This is the 30 something broadcast, guys. Make sure you check us out on Instagram. Blake's doing a lot of good work over there, and I've been sending him some content. So make sure you check it out. Show us some love on there. Leave us a comment. You just look it up. It's the 30 something broadcast. Just check it out. Long name, good show. That's what I like to say.
Yep.
Also, we're on YouTube. If you're listening to this on iTunes, if you're watching this on YouTube, we're on iTunes. So make sure you
We know
check
we
us
got
out
some
somewhere new.
long, we know we got some long videos, but if you stick them out, they're worth it.
I think so, and they're
But
continuing to get better, and we're going to keep growing.
yeah, yeah. But also we got the iTunes and the Podbean rolling too. So multiple platforms.
Yeah, check it all out. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you do and don't like about the show. Leave us some reviews on the different sites. Let us know what's going on. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, guys, this is JT.
I'm Blake. Y'all be
Y'all,
good.
y'all take care.